Hey guys, how's it going, Companion? So it's been a while since GvG has been released in Hearthstone, and people have a pretty good standing about what's going on, what's cool, what isn't, what's good, and what isn't, and things are outlined pretty well. However, there's a few things that really kind of bug me, and there's things that I'd hoped would be fixed by now, but the reality is that, Blizzard probably wants to sell a few more packaronis before cards gonna get changed. We probably won't see much in the way of GvG changes until the next content block, or if there isn't that for a while, I'd say several months. So, what am I talking about? Well, I'll give you guys a pretty good example here. We have Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom is a cool card. It has like the Bomberino effect, so people get really annoyed playing against it because, well, it's just not a lot of fun. But legendaries and a lot of cards introduced in GvG are a lot of fun as long as they're not too outrageous. So a lot of people have said, there's a few things that could be done with Dr. Boom, but there's so many problems with this card that you kind of have to change it in an extreme way. So Dr. Boom, the cool part are the boom bots, and the boom bots are also the overpowered part. But there's a lot more than that. Like Dr. Boom, if he was, let's say, 9 mana, it would kind of be kind of crappy. You could even make him a 9/9 for 9 mana because really his strength is 1, his mana, 2, his board presence, and 3, it's just ridiculous value. So, all those things combined make it such a powerful card, and it's not really that much fun to play against. And the truth is, I kind of feel that, coming from a WoW player, that things would make a little bit of sense, I figured that if they make an expansion in Warcraft 3 and an expansion in World of Warcraft about Illidan, I'd hope that he'd at least be able to take on the Boomster in a cage match, But no, Dr. Boom apparently is a massive badass and he's got bodyguards. He doesn't even need the boom bots, and probably in most cases the boom bots just kill Illidan by themselves anyway, right? So that doesn't really make much sense, and well, there's a lot that doesn't make sense with Dr. Boom. I would kind of like to see Dr. Boom change so the boom bots have more of an interesting effect. So if you make the boom bots attack the death rattle trigger on anything on the board, it pretty much makes it so they don't have a death rattle at all, because you go from a completely positive outcome to a potentially negative one. It's kind of like the Bomber. And the Bomber, while he does gain some value for his battle cry, even though it's kind of random, it doesn't really count for much in terms of the card weight. So that would make some sense for Dr. Boom, but if you did that, you'd really over-nerf him. So what I think would be really cool is if you just crap on Dr. Boom's stats. I mean, you make him like a 3/3 or something, and you just pop like 4 boom bots or something like that on the board. I think that would really be the fix that people wanted. And there's a lot of other cards that really this type of treatment needs to be made. You need to coolify the cards. You got to make them just more awesome, and you can do that in many ways that actually work well in terms of the game. So the next example I have for you guys is Mimiron's Head. So when GvG was first announced at BlizzCon, people saw this card. People saw V07 TRON, and oh my god, it's the craziest creature ever. I want to do that. I want to play that card. You know what? I want to do that. I want to play the card. I did, but it sucked. I mean, that's just the truth. So it's a bit of a letdown. And there's a lot of problems with GvG in regards to mechs. Mechs just get like a free tag. They're just really good. Well, except this one, I guess. So what ends up happening is you get the mech synergy while playing really good cards. So you're not really giving up anything. And Mimiron's Head makes it so if you have an already good deck, you can kind of make it worse by putting this card in it. Now, that doesn't make too much sense to me, especially because there are absolutely no anti-mech counters. So, with GvG, we saw counters to Death Rattle, which was kind of pushed to Naxxramas. Maybe next card patch we'll see some, anti-mech cards, but I kind of hope it come a little bit sooner. So what I thought would be really cool is if Mimiron got a little bit creative, use that little head of theirs, and maybe use some of the opponent's mech. So if Mimiron's Head was at the start of your turn, if there are 3 mechs in play, destroy them all and create Voltron, and suddenly you have a card that's useless. You put this with Conceal in a rogue deck and you counter Mech Mage. So Mech Mage and a couple other mech decks actually have some kind of problem in the meta. don't just do pretty well or a little bit badly against everything. So that's kind of the idea, and I think that would just be awesome because people would play this card, they'd have spectacular games, and it would be pretty fair. Like, it's not like everyone would play the card. It'd just be kind of good. It'd be maybe like a Harrison Jones or something, where if a lot of people are playing mechs, you'd play this card to counter them, and well, you would, and it'd be awesome. And you'd have Voltron, which you kind of wanted, because that's a lot of the reason why people bought packs in GvG, because they thought they'd play really cool legendaries like Mimiron's Head. But no. And another one, the last one on my list, is Mr. Hemet. So Hemet, I talked about this card a little bit. He is actually the grand champion of the top 5 worst cards in GvG. And really, he deserves better. I mean, when you start up Hearthstone, when you start playing, you gotta beat Hemet. He's got his little beast. He sounds all cool and stuff, and you figure when you actually have to face him, or when you see the card, it's pretty decent. But it's not. It sucks. It's literally the worst thing ever. So I thought Hemet could use some improvement, especially early on. So because when you open packs, you get Hemet, and you open like a few other packs, you get a few more Hemets. Like, everyone's got a Hemet. Why not make the card playable? So there's a few things that you could really do to kind of keep them in line with other cards and to keep them in line with the lore. So in World of Warcraft, in the Wrath Lich King expansion, you actually worked with Hemet to kill beasts and stuff, but you also worked with Hemet to kill dragons. So what I thought would be really cool is if you made Hemet's battle cry to destroy a beast or a dragon rather than just a beast, and because of that, you can kind of give him modest stats. You don't have to go too crazy. You can actually give him the Mimiron's Head treatment. You can make him a 5-mana 4/5 to destroy a beast or a dragon, and if there's a lot of druids playing Druid of the Claw, and people are playing Ysera or some shit, and people, I don't know, let's say Deathwing's coming back and Azure Drakes are around, then yeah, that's really cool, right? It'd make it playable, it'd make it cool, it'd make it so it'd be kind of one of those meta cards, and when you can't stick like 10 of those in your deck. I mean, yeah, you got Lotheb, you got Harrison, you'll maybe have Mimiron's Head, you maybe have Hem. You can't like put all these in the same deck. It's too much. So you get to choose, and it makes the game revolve in a much more interesting way, in my opinion. We really need more cards like that, and there's a lot of missed opportunities in GvG, in my opinion. Now, you guys know I try to have fun. I try to pick cards I haven't played with. I try to pick cards that I think might have some remote potential. So I actually have played Hemet. I played Hemet a few days ago in what ended up being a 12-win arena run. How about that? Well, the fact that it was Mage actually had quite a lot to do with it. But I want to tell you guys that I drew Hemet almost every single game. Almost every single game. I faced, from what I recall, at least 4, probably 5 hunters, and like 4 druids or some shit. Okay? Hemet, beasts, arena. I picked Hemet because I figure, people like playing cards like Stranglethorn Tiger, like Raptors, like all the other kind of shitty beasts that you sometimes have to pick and really don't feel too bad about because it's arena. And then the hunters would pick all the beasts because they want the beast synergy. And the druids would pick all the Druid of the Claws, and they pick like more beasts because Druid of the Fang, because there's so much synergy and all that cool stuff. I killed one thing! 14 games! Like it just doesn't work, man. It just sucks. And let me tell you, 5 for a 6/3 in arena dies to literally everything. It was probably the worst card in my deck. It was so bad. It's not only that it was a bad card. If it was 5 mana 6/3 do nothing, it would have been better because I would have actually played it rather than saving it and hoping my opponent would actually have a beast to play later in the game, which never actually happened when I saved it. The one time when it worked, you guys will get to see. But the rest, super disappointing, complete garbage, waste of potential. I was hoping for a little bit better, and maybe we'll get it. Hope you guys enjoy my thoughts. I'll leave you guys with some awesome arena action. I'm sure you guys will enjoy the game. And I don't know, I really like thinking about this stuff. I really like thinking about how to make cards better, how to make cards cooler. So I think the Blizzard peoples are moving in the right direction, but I still think they got a little bit to go. We'll see what comes up in the future, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I don't usually buy too many packs because I think Arena's fun. I think Constructed is mostly not fun. Trying to come up with a collection by earning it is like the only really fun part in the game. Buying packs just kind of ruins that. I don't really understand it. I know Amaz bought like 400 packs yesterday. I don't really understand it. Claw. I purchased 250 GvG packs. I think people like Amaz are like 1,000. That's a little bit of a difference, guys. Are you fucking joking? Oh, he went 0-3 and he said he'd buy 400 packs if he went 0-3. Okay. Oh, he needs Coder to kill this one. Damn, that's pretty sick. Yeah, Hammond's actually pretty good against Druid. You can kill Druid with Claw. Yeah. What the fuck? Seems like such a waste. Come on, man. Come on, Blizzard. Haven't I had enough? Haven't I had enough? Seriously. It's like 6 or 7 1-drops in a row off of Unstable Portal. Imagine this is like a Yeti. I just win this one. He has a swipe. That's awesome. Okay. And they draw the Spellbender now. Basically, I just lose the Iron Bark and shit like that. Top deck, Keeper of the Grove. Yeti. I don't know what to do. Just give me something that isn't a fucking mana worm. Thank you. And just give him shit. Oh my god, hem it. Hem it. Hem it, please. God, if I don't get like something to answer that, I might just die to taking too much damage. Oh, yeah! Alright. Alright. That's what I'm fucking talking about. The savior! He's come! Oh man. That is so good, guys. So fucking good. I just froze him to prevent any kind of extra lethal combinations. Oh my god. Hemet just fucking won me the game.